Game number 1, ladies and gentlemen. KG against Boluo. The Swedes are at it again. Now, just to sum a little bit up on where we are right now, we're in the final 8 of the Gold League tournament, and we're currently in a single group with 8 teams that play a round robin, and the top 4 teams of that group will make it into the final bracket, which is designed after a stepladder system. So the higher you place in the standings right now, the less games you will have to play. So at this point, the Swedes have already lost their first series against SBT with an 0-2. They beat SBT in the group stage before, but the rematch didn't go in their favor, and that obviously is a problem since those games currently really matter. It's all best of 2s, by the way, so we're not looking at best of 3 setups here. Every map at this point counts. We're having Maiev and also Garrosh banned out, and this is honestly a game that Boluo has to kind of win. We're having, so to say, 5 top dog teams, including the Swedes, in the group stage, in these 8 teams that are still in the tournament. KG isn't one of them. Doesn't mean that you can count them out and just simply brush them off, but you have to get your 2 points in here, or you are going to be in a pretty big problem, mathematically speaking, when you're looking at the standings and what you have to do to make it into the top 4 to make it out of this group stage. So right now, anything else but a 2-0 victory by Boluo would be a problem. And since this is a best of 2, there's always the chance that your opponent has a strategy prepared that you might not see coming, that they pick a map that you might not have as much experience and practice on, and all of a sudden hit you with a curveball that you don't expect. Tyrannus in first pick here for KG. Seen a little bit of a wonky support meta just recently in China, but in this case, KG at least, the Chinese team, going straight for the Tyrannus first pick. And we're heading into our Tyrael pick for Boluo. Wubi, of course, finds himself now in the main tank position. We've seen Tyrael occasionally on a side lane too, but most of the time he is still the main support. Gia at this point, going into Malfurion. And with Anna banned out, it makes sense for them too. And here comes the Haka, already using the global for the map. Getting the global in, a little bit of extra macro value, which Boluo at some point has to react to a bit too. Keep in mind, Zeratul is also still open, as Jimmy making his way into this. Side lane might be an interesting one too, considering that we're oftentimes having a Rexa priority these days. Even more so, like China was a little bit later on the Rexa hype train. It was more so Europe that really led the charge there, especially with the Eastern European teams. But by now, we're having in nearly every single draft in the past few days, Rexa represented in one form or another, either as a ban or as a pick. Genji gets taken out, as Boluo doesn't want to deal with that. That Zeratul is still open and an option depending on how you want to play that now. Now the wombo setups, they haven't really worked so far in the past there. Boluo has definitely struggled against SBT, who then lost against the One, by the way. So the power dynamic that we're currently having in the groups here are super interesting. And yeah, let's see how the Swedes perform today. It's definitely getting a lot spicier. And here comes the pick on Hammer. Sylvanas comes in. Poik played the hero already 3 times in their first series, the best of 3 back then, against SBT. Very successfully at that. And we're having 3-6-5 with Arthas again. So he's going to have the offlane for his team once more with a setup there. Still could see a Limming taken as well, to be honest with you. ETC for the pick. Great on the map here, obviously, as well. Played a lot here, picked a lot. Stun into stun can be fantastic. And Jaina on the last pick. Okay, so especially with a mosh pit or even a drag and a power slide, you can get a lot of value out of this, especially since power slide into Tyrannus stun is a fantastic tool for them right now. But let's head into the last pick here for Boluo. Are we going to see that Limming? We're waiting for Shrimpy. He's the one who normally has the last pick for them. And Zeratul it is! They're getting Zeratul in after all. Here we go. Game number 1. Heading straight into our first map. Towers of Doom. Value Town here. Let's see who's going to take it. Unfurling Shadows on Sylvanas. On the side of Poik. Once again, Gia on his Malfurion. The Whoopster on the money pick. And straight on Tyrael as we are heading into the first game of the best of 2. Traditional build from Zeratul. Throwing it out here because obviously we're having lately a few other A few different builds actually, heading more so into the Might of the Nerazim on level 10 and trying to go for the auto attack and individual damage build. But in this case, now the Swedes are at it again. Team Egg. A little bit all over the place. They have a pineapple as their logo, which is apparently also what Boluo means. And they're also having Egg as their clan tag. I mean, they are memesters, if you've ever encountered these guys during the HGC times, and you already know that, so they're currently putting that to the test once again. Love, by the way, that we're having in this game Ace in the hole on the side of KG. I talked quite a bit about how, especially in Battlefield of Eternity, Exterminator is just the choice for Jimmy's on level 1, which always triggers me at least a little bit. But in this game now, we're having still the value through the Jaina synergy that they're looking for here. Boluo, they kind of need a win, as we already said before. So, yeah, let's see if they can pull this off this time. KG has, of course, very, very different plans. And we have seen a couple of upsets in this tournament already. Just recently, we've actually seen BGG take a 2-0 victory against CE, which I definitely didn't expect it in that fashion, especially since we have 3 Korean players on the CE lineup. So the group stage is definitely starting to heat up slowly and steadily here. But down here, oh, Tyrael is down. Wooby down, and that's the first kill. That's the first blood. KG taking the slight lead here as Zeratul rotates on the minimap top side to put a bit more pressure on to Dehaka. So with the Zeratul rotation, if there's a lockdown with the Howling Blast, there might be an opportunity to not necessarily kill Dehaka, but just put some damage onto him. Nice! Well done by Poik here, stopping the pumpkins as they're making their way in. Well, all but one. And take them down. So there's Sylvanas' value. And Shrimpy with a bit of value down here too, but he eats a lot of damage. And there's the rotation. Dodges one. Does he have the cooldown back? Oh, the penetrating round. But the auto attacks come in regardless. And KG, they get the kill. Yeah, things are starting to look a little bit more dicey. Alright. I mean, again, KG has actually done pretty well in recent games. We talked a lot about the aggression that they've been showcasing. And, well, they're showing that again. 2 kills already against 0. Boluo. 16 is a massive power spike thanks to Zeratul. They have a few more coming in with it as well. But that setup of KG is simple. And it's effective. You get the stun into the stun, you get the Hunter's Mark in, and then you go straight in for the kill with Jaina. That's what they're trying to do here, and so far it's working. Can they get that too? Can they get that throughout the entire game? That's the question. Zeratul, top lane, going for the interrupt against Dehaka. 1-for-1 trade. One altar is still up, and that's top left side. Yeah, Sylvanas is making her way in. Here comes the Howling Blast. Get some value in. There's the drag. We have, yep, there's the Essence committed too. But they still have to fight for this. And there's the rotation right now. Are they overstaying? That's a big question. Howling Blast comes in again. Tyrael is there too. Gets the shield out. Power slide. Big Blizzard. The big boy Blizzard is there, and that's the end of Wooby again. Tyrael is down, tries to get some explosion value, and definitely finds it, but it's not enough to deter KG from the altar. And that's 2 altars against 1 now in the first rotation. KG, again, they play aggressive. They're confident, and they haven't backed down from any opponent just yet. We talked about this in the previous play days. They have a very, very solid lineup, and they like to do... They have their own style. They're just throwing themselves out there. And that has to be respected considering the names that they go up against on a regular basis. Former HGC pros from all regions pretty much. And look at this invade already again. Heavy invade here. Sylvanas is rotating in, Dehaka is also around, but the camp is already claimed. Shrimpy was waiting at the side, seeing if they can maybe go for a kill. He's trying to do that against Tyrande now. Can they get the kill here? He's trying again, but the power slide is in, and that's the end of Zeratul. They get Tyrande in the second, but we have also Malfurion falling. That's 5 kills against 1 right now. Boluo is in trouble. Boluo is already in trouble. Now, again, it is a little bit tricky here, but we'll see. Also, one little problem that we're currently experiencing here with the overlay that is being used on the side of the Chinese is that we actually do not have the score on the core here. That's a bit problematic. haven't really picked, they have apparently not picked up on that. You can see it here, where we're currently at 36 versus 32 points. And I'm gonna keep manual track now of that to make sure that I can keep you guys updated on what exactly is going on here. Since the overlay, as you can see here, is unfortunately overlaying that particular piece of information. And as you might imagine, that's kind of important, so yeah. Whoever got the direction to create those assets didn't really pay too much attention here. We have an even exchange right now on the altars. This is pretty much what happens with the second objective phase. So 4 taken off each core, which puts us to 32 against 28 in favor of KG. So they're slightly ahead. It's nothing crazy, but it's definitely a setup in which KG is starting to creep ahead. And that's not only recognizable when you look at the objective itself, but obviously you can see it when you're looking at the experience. And Shrimpy is trying to go for the kills here. And to be fair, he had a couple of cool moments down at the bottom of the map where they tried to drop Tyrande and eventually did, but he fell at the same time. So for Shrimpy, it's going to be important to get to the later talents where he can really have an impact. And obviously, on top of that, we're going to keep a bit of an eye, or we're hopefully going to see from our observer at some point also an indication of how many stacks Sylvanas has, as Zeratul dies again. As we're waiting for this, I also want to let you guys know, obviously, with the overlay and also with the user interface, the observer interface, you probably have already picked up on it. If you watched any of the Gold League videos on YouTube already or on Twitch, you know it too. I'm not actually in the lobby, so I'm relying on the clean feed here, which is also the reason why the frames are a bit lower than what you're usually used to from my channel. But it's also the reason why we are not looking at the damage, for example, or at the stacks as we normally do, and so I have no influence on the actual observing of the game here. Still pretty awesome to see the games out of China. I mean, I'm happy we're getting the clean feed, because let's face it, without it we wouldn't be able to follow the journey of the Swedes here, but it comes with a couple of downsides too. Either way, with that slight lead on the objective in favor of KG in this best of 2, we're now heading straight into our single altar phase, and both of the teams have level 10. So now that's maybe an opportunity. Good damage from Shrimpy this time. He needs to be careful. He's died a lot. If he's too aggressive, he will be picked off here. Water Elemental comes in. They're trying to zone. Already damage against Rain at the bottom of the map as Zeratul was moving in again. Here comes the army on the side of 365 as they're trying to go for the lockdown. Triple Howling Blast connects. Nicely done. But they don't have the pressure just yet. Shrimpy in, out the entire time, getting use out of the wormhole, but not a lot of heroic abilities committed to yet. Keep also ETC in mind. That mosh pit could be the deciding factor here. Tyrael obviously has the sanctification and could eliminate that. And here's the Sank. Mosh pit doesn't hit anything. ETC is a lone star on the dance floor as he cancels it and try and get some power slide value. The fight is still raging on, but this time we might actually see KG losing the first hero here. Poik on the side gets stunned out as Tyrande comes in. Needs to dodge the drag and doesn't. That's the end of Sylv. Sylvanas is down, and that is now another victory for KG. 7 kills against 1. They get another altar channeled through, and that is at this point dropping Boluo down to 24 points on the core. Ooh, yeah, it's getting a little bit frosty in here. Boluo against KG. Again, this is an important series if you want to make it out of the group. There are certain teams that you simply just have to beat unless you want to make your life a lot harder than it has to be. KG is not one of those teams that has like a favorite status in any way. We still have the 1 in the group. We have BTG, CE, SPT, Boluo themselves. So there's a lot of heavy hitters still in the group that you have to deal with eventually. And if you can't even get your points together against a team like KG, then you're in trouble. Yeah, seems like our Chinese production has actually picked up on the fact that you can't see the core points. So with that said, they are removing, at least for the time being, the name of the teams. Someone definitely rang the alarm bell there and said like, team? There was a problem right here. And yeah. So in case that you haven't caught up on it yet, the team in red is Boluo. Those are the Swedes, and the team on the left side, our Chinese team, KG. Okay, so as that happens, down to the bottom, a bit more of an aggressive play with the interrupt. Can they maybe even go for the Haka here? They get a bit of damage in. The problem is that Lucky is already homing in on Gia and solo killing him Malfurion because nobody gives a shit. There's no zoning, no else. That's now Sylvanas down 2, and I mean, Boluo is running it down mid at this point. They are getting completely destroyed. This is honestly not even close right now. This is them going... They're getting completely obliterated. They had a tough time against SBT, as we've already highlighted just, I think it was yesterday, and lost without taking a single map. And again, in the best of 2 setup, even if you only take a map, that's already a bit of a win. But right now, they're getting murdered here. There's another double channel, and if they get both, that's 10 points off the core, thanks to that bell tower that was just taken over. Zeratul comes in for the interrupt, but they're going for Wooby again. He barely survives. There's the mosh pit for the zone, and they're going for 365. He actually survives for a little bit thanks to the army. It keeps him alive for a lot longer than I thought he would, but eventually he still falls. Can they get a counter kill? Nope, it doesn't look like it. Instead, we're having Shrimpy nearly die, barely getting out thanks to the sanctification. They try and make the play for the Haka, but even that doesn't work. And they are getting murdered here. 10 kills against 1. Here comes the channel on the second altar, and that's going to put them down to 14 points on the core. Boluo is in trouble. Boluo is in a lot of trouble right now. And KG is just dominating this map. Absolutely dominating. I mean, they're literally doing whatever they want here. They're invading camps right now. They're taking the objective. Look how long the 365 survives, by the way. Like, he gets just one ghoul after another, and he tries pushing in to get a little bit of space. But the mosh pit was a decent zone. Sanctification comes through, and they're definitely lacking the damage at this point. It's as simply as it is. They're having huge problems getting enough damage onto one of the heroes to take them down here, as you could see so far. So now we're having the attempt to reclaim the bottom bell tower. It's definitely going to do something, but of course the boss at the same time is also attacked, and since you can't do anything about it because there's no level 16 on the side of the Swedes, they're now down to 10 points on the core. I mean, KG is currently using Boluo as target practice. They make it look like it's a warm-up. That's honestly what we're seeing here right now. And that draft is just not working out for Boluo at all. Shrimpy has massive problems with Zeratul, like massive issues. They home in on him every time he engages. They literally just keep track of Zeratul with every engage, and even when he's close to dropping a target, there's just always an ETC power slide or a quick connect through the Haka's track, and then Zeratul is already about to fall. So they're doing exceptionally well around that. KG, that is. They're really, really playing well around that fact. Now we're having even more pumpkins taken, and Boluo, now that they have level 16, this is the moment where they have to make plays right now. There's no other way for them to come back into this. You are on even talents at this point. You're only a level behind, which is actually amazing if you're thinking about the kill score. 10 kills against 1. This is a comeback map. We've seen crazier comebacks than this. But in order to start the comebacks, you have to get a few kills in. 28 points against 6. Can they get the kills? Here's the kill against Arthur's. That's 11 kills against 1. They're still trying to make the play here, and it is just not working at this point. Once again, ETC, is he committing to a mosh pit? Are they sliding in? Lucky down at the bottom is making his plays. There's at least a quick Void Prison trying to get the kill against Reyna in the back, but Shrimpy isn't able to get enough damage out, even with a 16 Void Slash. We'll be jumping in and out once more, and it just continues. The wave comes through, but where's the damage? Where are the kills? Shrimpy's looking for them. Stun attempt against him once more. Nice root on the ground from Alfurion, but they go for the mosh pit. They go for Shrimpy, and Zeratul is dead again. ETC survives, so does the Haka. Jaina gets away with just a few hit points, but it's more than 0, so she's able to sustain herself through this too. And once again, the play here for the backline. 2 points on the core against 28. Boluo is down to their last leg. They are down to their last... Oh my god. The healer gets taken down. They're making the play for Tyrael, and they are just absolutely getting obliterated. Shiv on Jaina, even ice blocking the Tyrael explosion. Not even that does damage. They're already taking the bottom bell tower. Now they're going straight for the camp. If they are just simply pushing 2 of those through, then they have the game already won. KG is about to take the 1-0 lead against Boluo in this best of 2. And that would be the 3rd map in a row that Boluo loses in this final group stage of the tournament. If they can make a comeback here, that would be absolutely insane. It would be amazing. We've seen it happen. But everything that we've seen so far on the map indicates that it's not going to be a thing. Shrimpy jumps in, there's the Howling Blast, Sylvanas is there, they're controlling it as much as they can, and so far they're preventing the worst from happening. There's one shot through, 1 point on the core. 1 point on the core. Boluo is literally down to the last point right now. And there's another altar. You have to YOLO it. You have to YOLO it at this point. And Wooby takes it a little bit too literally. He goes in, checks the bush. Yep, has to sank it. They're trying to make the play. Good ice block from Schiff again. Void Prison doesn't hit anything. Nothing. And Zeratul is down. There's the drag, and they are once again on the back foot. But maybe the kills, maybe now, and yes! ETC goes down. They could maybe get the Haka too, but they have to... Oh, it's too late. They got the channel through, and that is game. GG, as KG takes the lead. Game number 2, ladies and gentlemen. KG against Boluo, and KG has taken the first map. And they haven't only taken the first map, they pretty much wiped the floor with Boluo. The draft didn't work out for Boluo at all. Now we're heading into our next map, and it is Dragonshire, where Boluo has first pick, first ban, and they immediately get rid of Rexa. And I'm not quite sure how to tell you this, guys, but this is a problem, because Boluo, if they lose with an 0-2 here, woohoo, that group, it would immediately put them at the end of it. So they need a win. They need a map win immediately at this point. At least get one in. It's bad enough as it is, but you need to at least try and start somewhere. This is a salvage mission now. This has actually become a salvage mission. Ana banned out. Maiev taken away. Interestingly enough by Boluo, who didn't want to go into a first pick on that, and we have a new Barak taken too. Okay, so now time to shine. What is going to be the play now? What are we going to see from Boluo? What are they first picking here? Zeratul plays haven't been working out. I would say pick that first pick Zeratul, try and get a combo with Diablo or with Jaina, but I like the Tyrande instead. Zeratul is just, so far in China, they're not really working. It's always a little bit tough for us also to judge how strong the teams and everyone is, since obviously we're having now a couple of former pros playing in China, but at the same time Wooby and Poik didn't play Heroes anymore at the time when they went over to play in the tournament. So it would be really interesting if we could see some of those Chinese teams go up against Granite Gaming, against Washed Up, or against Team Russia. To have a bit of an indication of where exactly we're standing here, but obviously we expect quite a bit just given the names that we're having on the side of the Swedes. And now after the pick into Diablo and Malfurion, we're having Jimmy taken, and we're seeing Dehaka, so they already have the global value on the top lane now. Bit curious to see what KG is going to throw against it. Are we going to see that Leoric? Are we going to see a Urel maybe that has still the easy access between the two lanes here? Would be interesting to see what Wooby actually would do if he would be in that position, but he is the main tank now for his team, and that obviously changes things quite a bit. And it's ban time again. And there goes ETC. Don't really think that that was a big threat. I don't think that Wooby would have committed to an ETC here. Then again, with Tyrande, it is an option. You have good setups through that. What is Boluo banning out? They can get rid of the damage here. There's still also Genji to consider. Don't forget about him. I mean, Genji still has that quick rotation towards the top side, but with Diablo in the mix, they're saying, you're not going to get that setup with a Void Prison into the APOC, especially since Jaina is still up. So they ban out Zeratul now themselves. There's the Jaina, yeah. And what do we get with that? Offlane has still not been decided here for them. Still haven't gone for that. There it is. Imperius. A pretty good hero too. Can also just traverse between the two. Between the lane and the shrine. Has to use his lunge cooldown, but still. It's there. And there's again Tyrael. Tyrael for Wooby again. Already had it in the previous game. Playing it now once more. Last pick. Tracer. Okay. Put Wimpy. Actually, who's going to play Tracer for them? Shrimpy could play it, so could Poik. Both of them definitely strong with that. So maybe a little bit of an internal battle already happening there. That little playback error is not going to hold us back for too long. Game on! The last pick on the draft. We had Hammer taken. One of the problems when you are reliant on a clean feed is, of course, that every now and then there can be a bit of a problem with that, and that's exactly what happened there. But we only lost the last pick, so I didn't really miss too much of the draft. It was Sergeant Hammer that came in on the last position for KG as we are heading into Dragonshire. And let's go for this. Let's try and check that out. I mean, at this point, we're already having Boluo down 1 game in this series, so they are in desperate need of a map win at this point. And as you can see here, we have Shrimpy on Tracer, putting himself in the position where he has to carry a lot with the plays there. And let's find out if he can pull that off. Hammer, of course. Pretty solid pick here on the side of Lucky as well. He played a great first game with the auto-attacker. In the last game, he relied on Reina. Came even the MVP, but that was a fantastic drag, and that's a kill. That's Imperius taken down. Boluo coming out swinging. The Swedes moving in and throwing a massive amount of meatballs at Tyrael, and eventually he's just so full that he can't move anymore, and that's when the Swedes strike. That's when they lock him into IKEA, and Imperius goes insane because he can't handle all of those instruction manuals. That's how the Swedes get their kill. It's a very reliable strategy. It has been proven over years in practice. And there we go. So with the first kill in, let's see if they can get a little bit more. We have a 4-man rotation currently, hitting the top lane actually. Hammer has taken the bot lane in the meantime. Starting apparently to set up a bit of a different lane setup here for our second map than we usually get to see. I honestly expected that Imperius would take the top lane against Dehaka, and I still feel that's what we're going to see for most of the game. But with Hammer not able to meet all of the rotations at the same speed, they're having more of a 1-3-1 setup with now 2 of the heroes locking down the camps and going for the Bruiser camp in the first place. So yeah, now with Boluo obviously and the ace and hole taken on the level 1, no crazy adjustments with talents either way. And up to the top lane, we are seeing more heroes coming in to show Imperius who's boss, and that includes also the Shrimp Master. That's another kill. Imperius is dead again. He just recovered a few seconds ago from that massive meatball overload, and now he goes down again. I hope that the digestive system of Imperius is a good one, because he'll need it. That's a massive amount of meatballs that he's dealing with here the entire time. But the dumplings, they have suffered now 2 deaths and have level 4 talents at the same time. Here comes the attempt for the first Dragonite. And I gotta give some credit to Boluo. The last game didn't work out, but at least in game number 2 they come out swinging. And already Dehaka moving in against Hammer, and yeah, Lucky got body blocked quite heavily, and now the Z is over. Can they still get the kill there? Maybe not quite. Good lockdown, and Whoopi falls. Unfortunate that rotation just came a bit too quick for Boluo to react there properly. But yeah, this is going to become a bit of a weird one. This is really the game that will prove if Boluo in general just has a massive problem right now in this group stage, or if instead it's more so a question of their draft in the last game just not really measuring up properly. But there's the Dragonite. Dragonite is taken, the camp on the right side was attacked, and well, they didn't have anybody in the mid lane to interrupt this. Now at the bottom of the map we're all of a sudden having Dehaka trying to deal with Sergeant Hammer. You can imagine how that usually goes. And we're having a Dragonite now taken too, so what started off well for Boluo as they got their first few kills in is now starting to turn against them as KG is moving in with the Dragonite. Now it is an early game Dragonite, so you are not going to be able to get too much done with that just yet, but it's definitely going to get a little bit of damage in. And that's what we have to watch out for right now. How much can they get out of it? Dragonite is still busy in the mid lane, punts Tracer away, as we're having everybody else starting to focus a little bit more onto the bottom of the map. But yeah. Mid lane. There we go, that's what I wanted to see. Alright, so the fountain is still in play, and the keep hasn't really taken too much damage. But it's a lead in experience. And a significant one at that. I mean, we're half a level ahead right now. In terms of talents and stacks, gives us a bit of an idea of where we're at right now. Sitting at currently 2 connected stuns on Tyrande, by the way. as we're heading now into the bottom of the map to get a bit more pressure going for KG. I mean, Boluo sees that it's there. They're rotating Tracer in. Even having the vision with Tyrande, giving the position away, of course, a bit too. There's currently a complete 5-man setup at the bottom of the map. KG is committing a lot to this, a little bit more than they should. I'm honestly surprised that they are just 5-manning the bot lane here, because as you can tell, the Haka is getting value at the top of the map, and Boluo was just not baited down to rotate the Haka in. I mean, at that point, literally, if you're Boluo, you're looking at that setup, you're like, guys, if you want to 5-man this shit, we have a hero mid lane, we have a hero top lane. We are more than happy to take that experience back that we just lost and allow you to push the bottom a little bit. But now they obviously have to react to this. And this is more so the moment where I could see the Haka come in. But they actually have a pretty nice setup here with Poik to defeat against that wave. Gotta be honest, I expected that with Hammer, KG would be able to pressure that fort a little bit more. And that hasn't happened, not even close. So definitely a good move by Boluo to not fight, to let it happen, to just defend and get side soak value at the same time, which is exactly what happened. So yeah, once again, looking towards level 10s right now, which is going to change things, of course, a lot. It's always the 4-man, protect Hammer, that's what we're currently seeing. Just look how far behind Jaina and Malfurion are. They're just poking with Lucky's hammer the entire time, and then once the commitment starts, that's when Jaina is going to try for the burst as well after the root from Malfurion. But it's Dragon Knight time again, and this time we have the fight at the top lane already unfolding in front of us. Down to the bottom of the map, it's the Siege Giants that are starting to push in with the rest. We're going up against Hammer, you have always to be a bit cautious. That's the completed baseline for Dibbles, so he has the respec now. And Tracer is still in the middle of the map. Tracer will eventually have to really get the plays done, and already Shrimpy is starting to move in, trying to see, okay, can I connect the bomb somewhere? Can I maybe go for Malth? Top lane, Dehaka and Imperius still fighting that out, and currently Imperius is winning that little battle. Essence has already had to be popped. The bottom of the map, the fight is also ongoing. Armament on level 10 for Imperius, not going Wrath. No delivery boy situation this time for Imperius. And Shrimpy is looking for the kill potential. Gets moonfired there. I like the way that KG is controlling these bushes. They're always double checking where everybody is. There's an ice shot flying through. There's maybe a quick moonfire. And every time they see those traps, and they don't just fall for it. So let's have a quick look at the mid lane here again. Tracer is making sure that nobody's grabbing the Dragon Knight as the double shrine control goes to KG. Boluo again under pressure. Now the Hammer Pick is definitely a really annoying setup now for Boluo. You have to deal with the hammer pressure at the bot lane as the blue team sieges up onto the fort, and at the same time there's pressure against the top lane with Imperius, and therefore also the Dragon Knight threat that always looms on over the head of Boluo like a Damocles sword. Once again, little setup down here at the bottom of the map. There's a double shrine control. Shrimpy's in the middle. And Jaina is actually thinking about sneaking in, moving to the top at this point, trying to flank Dehaka. And that should be a kill. There's a water elemental. There is absolutely zero way for Dehaka to get out. Can he burrow? Can he burrow? Can he burrow? Can he burrow? Yes, he can. Was the only way to get away. There was no way for him to move out. None whatsoever. You needed to use the burrow or you would fall. Now they're going for the bot lane. Yeah, nice control. That was important. That penetrating round was incredibly important. If Lotus makes it with his Diablo onto the shrine, then in the mid lane, Jaina could have been trying to go for the Dragon Knight. But they get the kill against Hammer. Nicely done by Shrimpy, and they deny this for now. The setup is still there. Lunge misses, so does the Blizzard. Good reaction by Shrimpy. Bottom of the map, Diablo might be in trouble. And the drag connects. Oh my god! Malfurion with a Nature's Cure, but still the kill. Thanks to Jimmy. Nicely done. That was a great, great move there. So the Swedes are starting to recover. They're slowly and steadily starting to recover. They're under a lot of pressure. The hammer plays, the control over the shrines. KG has a lot of assets on the map that they're using beautifully. But Boluo is starting to recover from this and slowly and steadily breaking through the pressure plays from KG. 4 kills against 1, slightly in experience. But can they get those objectives? Can they get the Dragon Knights? Making sure that Diablo loses his souls was an important step though too. So now he's definitely a little bit easier to take down and can't really just sit at the front as aggressively. With this now, we're having again the attempt to go for a kill at the top lane. Shrimpy is always just lurking around with Tracer and trying to make some plays here. 365 is pushing this through too. They're controlling also the little Bermuda triangle right there. Trying to get some damage in against Locust. 13 versus 13. Giddy up, ready for Jimmy. Same time now. Again the play for Diablo. Shrimpy coming in. They're trying to get the kill here. But it's not quite enough just yet. Shrimpy not even baited to go straight in for another bomb. He already has his ult ready again, but he doesn't use it for Diablo. Hit point pool is just too high, even without being fully stacked. So now at the bottom of the map, again, similar play. Going for Lucky, good damage against him. And Hammer has to tap the fountain again. It's a little bit tougher now for KG to get this position. And now we have actually a Dragon Knight threat on the side of Boluo this time. But Shrimpy is already expecting Diablo to sit at the side here. Yep, there's the interrupt. We'll be trying to help out for a moment. Is 365 actually... How is he going to play this? Has to burrow out again. There's no lunge this time. Isolation was still used. And Diablo is down. Nicely done. Also baiting Malfurion's Tranquility here. Job well done by Boluo. Double control in the shrine right now by KG. He goes back and forth. Hammer is in trouble for a moment. Able to move away. Reina's Raider also survives, and Poik is reclaiming the position. In the meantime, Dehaka is dealing with the top side. Camp about to be taken by KG, but Dehaka could still give them the double shrine control, and that might lead to a Dragon Knight. Already seeing them dance around a bit in the middle, even the rotation top side now to try and deal with Imperius. Imperius is there. 365 is ready. Gets the drag connected. Armament has already been used too. Trying to slide away, and Shrimpy is ready with the damage, but it's not enough to seriously threaten Imperius. Mid lane, channel on the Dragon Knight, and that's gonna be it. Gia gets it. Gia gets the Dragon Knight, and they're even keeping Poik alive. Yes, they are. We're having Wooby actually committing to the Sanctification. I don't even think he needed to do that, but he wanted to play it better safe than sorry here. Now they're pushing in through the middle. They're having still Dehaka dealing with the top lane, since the Bruiser camp was, of course, an issue that had to be dealt with. But the rest of the team is now at the bottom of the map. First of all, Shrimpy is trying to get some additional experience by making sure they're not losing any of the waves, since they're pushing into the forts. But Gia is still trying to get some value here. Now keep in mind that they have their support in the DK, so that definitely matters. There's pressure in the middle. Oh, yeah, that should be a dead Jaina. That should be a Jaina, but the connect from Imperius, and now they're just switching targets. Shrimpy is just saying, alright. Oh my god! Did you see that? Poik is able to stay alive because of the Paint Them Red on level 16. Okay, so first of all, they try to make the play for Jaina. That doesn't quite work out because Imperius stops them short of killing her. And then there's just saying, well, you know what? If you save Jaina, then we're just going to kill you. That's fine as well. Diablo moves in and tries to get the counter kill, but thanks to the level 16 talent, Poik keeps himself alive. That was honestly awesome. From that point on, a little bit of additional value at the bottom of the map with the first major structure taken down. There comes Dehaka. There's the kill against Jaina, and there's the immediate move onto Dibbles, and he can Lightning Breath all day long, but at this point he's going to fall. Diablo goes down, and this time he's down for the count. 365 was already seeing with K. Can I get another lick in? Oh, and Shrimpy. The Shrimp Master with a kill. Boluo very, very eager to keep their hopes and dreams in China alive. Now they were expected to take 2 wins against KG, but as we said before, KG has already made a few waves and nearly caused a couple of comebacks and upsets. Against Boluo, they won the first map, but right now we're seeing a very, very different style here. Boluo starting to find their rhythm, and now with 9 kills against 1. And it's needed. They need this map win. As I've said multiple times before, this is a best of 2. Which means you can't just simply lose a map and say like, nah, it doesn't matter, we're gonna win the next 2. No, 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 no. Every map is incredibly important for the standings in the tournament right now. And up to the top right, Poik now trying to take a camp here with Jimmy. Probably going to get a little bit of assistance too. Now completes it here. But they're not out of this yet. Not even by a long shot. I mean, they're a level and a half ahead. But when you look at structures on the map, it's only a fort. It's honestly only a fort for them at this point. Now the 16 talents on both sides give, of course, the power spikes over. And that means Giant Killer for Sergeant Hammer, which is definitely going to make the life of Dehaka and Tyrael already a lot harder than it is. But top lane, another setup here against Imperius. Jumps away. Here comes the rotation. Poik is far out there, but the camp is pushing in. They now have the spell aura. Bottom of the map, that's where we're seeing the Haka. 365 playing the global game right now. Massive push topside. They're doing well with it, and they're going to get this fort. They're going to get the fort, and they're moving out already. 5-man attempt here, but as you can see, we'll be actually going in again against Imperius. But the Haka is taking the bot lane shrine. This is another Dragonite. This is another Dragonite. They get another one. This time they can literally decide who's going to be in the DK, and the choice falls onto the shoulders of 365, who now moves in with the DK down to the bottom of the map. They already have a siege giant camp there. They're half a level away from 20. Boluo is looking for keep. Boluo is looking for the keep right now, and so they should. The wall has been broken through. There's a minion wave pushing in. Even though it's only 15 minutes into the game, this is an opportunity to take a keep, and that's an opportunity you have to take. Hammer gets punted right away, and that's an easy peasy keep right there. I don't think they can go core. They don't have 20 yet. Maybe if they stall it out a little bit. It's only 15 minutes into the game. The Dragonite, yeah, it's strong, but it's not strong. It's not that strong. They have, on the other hand, Tyrael. They got Tyrael here. The Sanctification, the Explosion is worth a lot. Siege Giants are in the back too, but I kind of doubt... You have to make sure that you're not throwing here. That's the important part. If you have a chance to go for a core, hey, by all means, just go for it and grab it. But at the same time, play it carefully. There's the 20s now. And they're already getting chased as they're trying to move out here. They can't just all stack up, not with Jaina being around. Here's the Lightning Breath, and down goes Poik. Poik is down, gets roasted, and 365 falls as well. They're rushing away. Gia is on the run, not slowed down so far. The attempt by Whoopi to jump in, jump out, use the mobility here, and they're getting away. 2 heroes have fallen, though. I don't think it was necessary, honestly. What do you accomplish here? Can you really get the game? Like, I don't think so. The quick kill against Reyna. And now KG is starting to make their way back in. And it's 3 kills against 9. They're getting the chase. They got the 2 kills. They're going to get 20 soon. But the keep is down. The keep is down, but here comes the pressure from KG. KG is saying, okay, we need to do as much as we can at this point too. And they're starting to straight up move in for this one. Owls the entire time, just thrown over the map. They're trying to get the vision here. They're trying to get the information, of course. Level 20, soon going to be ready on both times. On both sides. Pressure in the middle at the same time now. Forts are still standing, with the exception of the bot lane. If they can hold on to the one in the middle, it would be great. 3 heroes around. Jimmy back. Dehaka also back to business. Could literally burrow in if they think they have a chance with a good flank here. They're going for the siege giants again. And now this is of course the moment when the Dragonite is announced on the map again, which means that we're going to have that battle with Storm Talons on both sides. And if Boluo takes it, the next Dragonite is likely going to end the game. 17, 18, 19 minutes into the game, yeah, that bad boy scales, and it scales heavily. There's the trap. I talked earlier about how KG is doing a fantastic job double checking these bushes all the time, but now Boluo has to do the same. And let's not forget that Boluo still has Dehaka. As long as 365 doesn't int, Dehaka is great here. Good setup against Poik, Sanctification. Maybe a little bit of a panic move here by Whoopi. Felt forced into it. There could have been a follow-up, granted. But that's another big cooldown already used. So now they have to be careful if they can fight or not. Tyrael's Sanctification is an absolute game changer in team fights, and they currently don't have it any longer. But they can play with Dehaka's Global on the map. It's a great asset to have on Dragonshire. And KG is trying to apply more pressure by taking more camps. He went to the bot lane once again. Ooh, boy. It is getting spicy here. It's getting real spicy. This is still anybody's game to take. This isn't over by any means. Yeah, you got the keep. That's all that you got. Another 55 seconds until Tyrael has his ult back. Dehaka pushes the top lane. So he should. Down here, Whoopi gets away. Gets Sildrun in place once more as they're moving out of this one. Top lane, Dehaka has pushed the wave out. Try to do whatever he can. And how much more can they get here? Bot lane, yeah, Hammer, Hammer. They have a double camp and they have Hammer. Oh my god, they're trying to backdoor us. Oh, they're trying to go for the backdoor. Team, I'm not so sure if that works. Alright, thank god they don't commit. They don't commit, they're just baiting them back. Okay. I like that move. Oh god, for a second I actually thought they would try it. I mean, you have Tyrael, but you don't have a Greymane in that setup. Maybe with Greymane, maybe with an additional False set to gust them away and buy yourself even a little bit more time. I could see that happening. But no, now they have the double Shrine control. That was actually a smart move here by them, especially with the pressure at the top lane. But yeah, it definitely shocked me for a second. Okay. Top lane value soon to be had onto the keep. Down here, they're trying to get the DK. They have the pressure now. There's the control. Shrimpy needs to be careful, of course. The attack is in. Is anybody moving topside? No one. It's about the fight in the middle right now. Keep on the left side is starting to lose hit points, but, well, with this camp taken, it's going to be ready for the defense. But the keep is losing hit points more and more as the two catapults are doing work. And the two catapults might honestly just be enough to drop it. It might just be enough. And they get it! Nice! The sanctification! Awesome! Great play here by them. They have the Dragon Knight. Boluo with a little cheesy move there. The keep at the top lane has just barely survived. One catapult shot away from falling, but they get the Dragon Knight 20 minutes into the game with a sanctification play, and now they have an opportunity to go for their core, and they are trying to use exactly that. They're starting to move in, but look how low that DK already is. Hammer is just hammering away, one shot at a time. Look at the Dragon Knight. The Dragon Knight is literally gone by the time that they reach the core. They remove the Dragon Knight as a tool from the map. There's another attempt to just punt Jaina away, but she ice blocks it. And yep, DK is down. Pushing into Hammer. It's literally just Hammer with a 20 just shelling away. Boom, boom, boom the entire time. And they are taking that down. Yep, Hammer is down, but they removed the Dragon Knight. Top lane, on the other hand, Ford is doing damage. Hammer is just insane. Ooh, guys, this game. The idea was a good one, but yeah, now the question, of course, can you at any point move maybe to the top lane, anybody to the top lane, and just take that keep down? Get more pressure with the Haka. It's honestly maddening that I can't jump to the top lane and just look at the key, but on the minimap it honestly looks like it's just a single hit away from falling. And they're going again for the backdoor attempt. And again, you have to be. If you don't, they might literally just pull it off at some point and go for the backdoor. And this time it actually looks like they will. There's an owl, and the owl gets the interrupt against Hammer. Hammer got interrupted. Is that going to be enough? I'm not sure I like that move by Boluo. The camps are at the bottom of the map. In comes the sanctification. They're trying to move away now. They have a bit of a movement speed advantage thanks to Tyrael. Armament has been used too. Oh, can you please stop making plays like this? My heart. Holy shit. And the keep is down. They just lost the keep. Oh, the Haka is moving topside now. The Haka is trying to get the second keep. The Haka is going to deliver the second keep, but guys, this is, yeah, Siege Giants are eliminated, but it looks more and more like KG is going to play to make the game instead now. They're going to go for the play. Top lane. The Haka has taken it. The Haka has taken the top lane keep. Catapults are soon going to be moving on to the core, and the Haka is now burrowing it. He actually half-stone back. They're trying to siege up with Hammer. They're trying to put them into the arm lock right now. Oh, Lucky is low. There's the Tranquility already baited. That was important, but in comes the play against Poik. He moves out of the Blizzard. That was super important. And they get the kill against Diablo. Dibbles is down, and the root stops them from getting more. But they're still looking for it. Look at Shrimpy. Shrimpy is sitting there. Shrimpy is sitting at the side and is trying to see if he can maybe get a hold of someone else, but Hammer is still there. It is Hammer time, and they are just going for it. But Diablo is down. Diablo still, they're going to the top lane again. The shrines are up. It's time again for the Dragon Knight. They're taking the camp now to bottom, by the way, same play. KG is going for the camp. But the top lane camp is going to escort the catapults to the core eventually. It's all about the top lane at this point. Top lane is the one where Boluo has the advantage. 10 kills against 3. They're getting the kills. Dibbles is down to pretty much no souls at this point, and they're once again moving towards the core. The owl comes. Guys, this could be a race. They're getting the camp. Are they going to go for the defense? Oh, don't do this to me. Alright, there they go. They move back. All of them move back, but they're already on the core. They're already on the core. There's the Water Elemental. They're going in. They have to control Hammer. Lucky is moving away. Top lane is going to get value eventually. They're trying to get the Drac in. Hammer is still there. Lightning Breath has been used. No ults committed. No important ults committed on the side of Boluo just yet. They still have the Sanctification. They can still use that. But there's the camp. The shield is already down. The core is falling. The core is falling. It's falling quicker. The core is down to 50. KG wants the 2-0. KG wants the 2-0. And KG gets the 2-0. KG takes down Boluo with a 2-0 in the best of 2 series.